Hello, 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 hello again. Welcome back, friends, neighbors, and everybody else. I'm just showing you it's a nice sunny day outside. It's not too chilly, but it's a little chilly for using some of these products. So I'm in the garage with this other 98 Mustang, similar in color to mine, Sally, who's sitting outside, I'm sure grumpy because she's been relegated to the driveway again. Sorry, sweetie, but I gotta work on this car. Gotta work on this car. This car has now, somebody's watching, somebody's watching. This is Mike of Mike's Magic Auto Detailing and Paint Enhancement. Oh, you want to see that again, do you? Okie dokie. If I can get it in. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. I don't know who's watching, but welcome, welcome. Sometimes it tells me and sometimes it doesn't. Welcome back. Y'all might remember I took in this 98 Mustang Monday night, spent most of the day yesterday strip washing it, deconning the paint, clay bar and the whole thing. And I used a combination of regular clay bar and a synthetic clay bar, although I think they're all synthetic actually, but and got it looking somewhat better, folks. But today I started working on it in earnest. This is my test spot on the hood, and I think so far it has turned out really well. You could see a defect right there from a distance. You could see it right there. What that is the paint is cracked right there, so not a whole lot I can do about that. Cheap Mako paint, but who knows how long it's been on here. But you can see how it looks now and compare it to this panel, which is totally untouched. That's how it looked before, folks. A pretty startling difference, I think. And what I did, I took this is 3000 grit 3M wet sandpaper, they call it, foam backed, but it's not really sandpaper. It's more abrasive disc than it is sandpaper. So I've got to clean that already. I had to clean it a couple times. I just did it by hand because it's a small spot and I want to control it a little bit better. A lot of times, oh, there's somebody's picture there. Who is that? John Robert. Sometimes I put this on my little palm sounder when I'm going to do a big area, which I may do that on this part here, that part, and definitely up on when I get ready to do the roof and the trunk. It just does a better job than you can do doing this by hand. But it was such a small spot, and there were a couple areas I really wanted to focus on, and you can kind of take this thing and fold it in half and do it with your fingers like that and kind of work on those little special spots. And then look at that, John. I think that turned out pretty well. That's my test spot right there, John. Of course, for those of you who have forgotten, that's what it looked like before. You can see it's a pretty startling difference. I used that, and some of this I may go back down to the regular 3000 grit sandpaper, which is way more abrasive than that is. Hey, Miss Glenda, look at that. That's a test spot I just finished up, Miss Glenda. Oh, let me wave at everybody. And of course, that's what it looked like before. This is what it looks like now. Wet sanded it, got rid of all that. Then I compounded it using that Sonex Cut Max. Then I polished it using the Sonex Perfect Finish. Pretty much any good strong compound and polish would do, but I just seem to prefer those. They have a long working time and don't dust a whole lot. Use that low pile microfiber to wipe the compound off, and that polishing one to take that polish off. There's no protection on this right now. That's just bare paint. So I'm going to be putting the Optimum Clear Coat Restorer on here. Some of the scratches that are left that were too deep really to go after. I don't know if y'all can see them or not. There's one right there. Let's see if I can catch it in the light. No, I can't seem to get it for you guys. But that Optimum Clear Coat Restorer will fill in a lot of those leftover scratches. And of course, it'll dry to a nice hard shine. And once that's cured, I'll put either some kind of high level protectant over that, or possibly even the ceramic coating. That'll be up to him if he wants to spend the extra money for the ceramic coating. But I'll give you an idea of how bad. What I compounded that with was a low profile wool pad on my rotary. And you know, my wool pad was white when I started this panel. That's what it looks like now. So I'm going to be doing a lot of pad cleaning. Of course, I've got a couple extra ones, but you know, even with a couple extra ones, I'm still going to be doing lots of pad cleaning in between panels. My white pad is now red like the car. And then when I did the polishing, that's a Lake Country pad, by the way. When I finished that compounding, then I polished with this black Lake Country polishing pad. I need to clean that one off. You can see just a little bit of a red tint on there if you look just right. And this is my Max Shine Long Throw Pro Series Dual Action Polisher. That's what I use for finishing down, as we call it. Although you can do your compounds with that. You can. I've got pads for compounding that on that as well, but I prefer most of the time to compound with my rotary. It's just faster and more effective that way. And I have been known to finish down with my rotary as well, but I prefer the dual action for finishing most of the time. But I'm pretty happy with that result, and I hope the customer will be too, because pretty soon this whole car is going to look like that. I appreciate you guys. Leave me a comment down there. Ask a question if you feel like you need to. Make an observation. Offer up a criticism if you have one. I don't care. I accept all criticism and comments. Like the video. Go to my YouTube channel. Subscribe. I'll be posting all the videos on this car in a playlist on my YouTube channel, so you can watch every step in case you miss me on this Facebook Live thingy. I mean, heck, there's only 2 people. What? Down to 1 person watching. Oh, well, that's all right. Oh, somebody else's photo is popped up there. Ah, Stephanie's back. Hey, Miss Stephanie, welcome back, sweetie. I was just showing everybody my test spot on this 98 Mustang I've been working on. You might have, I think you did see one of the other videos, but this is the test spot I just finished. You go back and watch the prior part of this video to understand the steps and the products and the equipment I use. That's what it looks like now, and this is what it looked like when I started. Startling difference. And you see I've got the stripes taped off to protect them. Those are vinyl stripes. I'm not sure if they were, the way they had to be added back on because this car's been repainted by Mako. Mako paint jobs. I think all they do is spray the paint on, let it dry, and send them out the door. Because if the car had been done properly after it was painted, we wouldn't have all this. Of course, your factory paint jobs will end up like that too if you don't take care of them. You know, in the first 5 years of a paint job, you lose, they say, half of your UV protection. And in the next 5 years, you lose another half. And that's under ideal conditions. If you got a car that gets really hammered, stays outside a lot, it'll be even worse. And A lot of that was caused by not taking care of it and by not following up with a proper methods after it was painted. That is my opinion anyway. And plus, this thing's been run through I don't know how many car washes. I could see that damage everywhere from those brushes and all that kind of stuff. And some of what causes this, what folks call oxidation, is the soap that they use, the rinse water that they use, which is often recycled, and an insufficient rinse. They don't get all the soap off, so it dries on the paint, and then the sun bakes it in, and then you get, a lot of times you'll get that little haze looking stuff on your paint. And some car washes are worse than others, some are better than others. So if you like your car, if you care about your car, if you want to preserve the paint and make it last as long as possible, stay the hell out of those commercial car washes, I'm telling you. Or you'll need somebody like me. No, I'm not going to show my new haircut. We got my biannual haircut this morning. All right, folks, I'm going to get back to work and start working on this one. That piece of tape will come off. That was just a dividing line so I could see what I had. That tape over there will stay on to protect that vinyl stripe. And then, of course, I'll have to clean up the vinyl stripes as well, but you can't do a lot to that vinyl because it's not very durable. It doesn't have a clear coat to speak of on it, like, or any protection, like, and it's not as durable as this paint is. So you got to be very careful with those, but I will spiff them up some. Really, when they get really, really bad, the only thing to do is replace them. And any good shop that does that, they can do that. Doesn't take them long. And it's relatively inexpensive to replace them. It's not a lot. They're a pain in the butt when they're in the middle like that. There's two of them because you got to measure. Ugh. I don't do that anymore. No, too much trouble. All right, guys. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in, Miss Glenda, Miss Stephanie, Mr. John, everybody. I appreciate it very much. I'll catch y'all later. Maybe I'll bring you back and show you what this part looks like, but probably not because it's going to end up pretty much the same. It'd be a waste of y'all's time. Unless you really want me to. If you do, leave it in a comment down below. Feel free to ask questions if you need to. Make observations, make criticisms. It's okay. I can take it. All right, guys and gals. I'll holler at y'all later. Goodbye.